Alright, we are back again. It's challenge number 20. We are joined by Zonies, as usual.
Howdy.
And we also have a new special guest, Eli.
Hi.
Welcome in. I have the week rules from the last week. It was a video contest instead of the normal up on the screen here. But aside from that, we'll just kind of get into it here. Alright, so this first one was made by Project Coasters, and it's called Nature's Fury. Oh, that's really loud. I guess we just get the POV first, and then we can check out the cool camera shots at the end.
I guess it's however they edited it.
Yeah.
They know people are there for the POV.
Mm-hmm. So we got like a conda type thing here, it looks like.
Hey, hell of an Outer Bank.
Very Outer Banked, yeah.
Fun.
I like that. Kind of.
Very high up here. And then a lot of speed into the brakes. That's not bad.
Yeah, big airtime finale. But estimates drive tires on the start of the brake run. I guess you could say the headcanon is the drive tires are dropped out of the way to start and then they come up whenever it stops, like Texas Giant.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I guess that was just a POV?
Yeah, there's no video.
Damn.
Or no video editing.
Oh well, cool
That's
coaster
cool.
regardless.
Yeah, that could maybe that could have used like a 0G at the end, but it was sort of cool how fast paced it was.
Mm-hmm.
Either way.
Yeah.
Alright, let's take a look at the next one here. Alright, this one is by TB. It's called Wipeout.
Where's that song?
Very loud again. Oh, this was a submission from last week, I think.
Oh, they just made a video for it. I should listen to some more surf rock. Ooh, SNS Air Launch.
Solid, safe genre. Lots of these panning shots here.
Some of the timing seems... I don't know if it's just the stream, though, but some of the timing seems a little off on those.
I feel like those are more difficult to get right than they feel like they should be, though. And sometimes it's just because, like, the hit on those is instantaneous, but, like, the clip has to be a couple seconds longer. It has to be, like, it has to have some duration, so it, like, where do you put the cutoff?
That's a fun layout.
Yeah.
The
Short was sweet.
We're getting the back
The-
row POV.
Back row.
oh wow.
Back row. See, this is bold putting in a back row POV because that's how you tell if your coaster's smooth or not.
Yeah.
If you don't have a smooth layout, your back row POV is gonna be awful.
Which they did a good job of smoothness.
Yeah, this looks pretty
very
solid.
Yeah.
Man, I hope someday we see more air launches.
Yeah, at least with like what SNS is doing, they seem to be thinking outside the box a little bit. Not too bad there.
Good edit there. Good simple edit.
Yeah, pretty simple, but it gets the job done. That's not too bad. Yeah, very nice. All right, let's see the next one here. Oh, apparently the song is called Wipeout. So it's the coaster's Wipeout, but the song is also Wipeout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Alright, this one is by Carter, and it's called Voyager. Carter and Grandcrackers. And of course it's loud again because I opened all the tabs before.
I have to go through and edit the audio spike at the start and then bring the audio back up.
No, they're just gonna have to deal with it. It's not that loud. They're just gonna have to deal with it. Is this all in engine? Is the question.
Looks like it.
It does look like it. That was funny.
POV timestamp.
POV timestamp. We're not doing that. We're cooler than that. Come on. I guess it would be all in engine because they've got the models here anyways. That's cool though. These look nice.
I guess putting it in space is a good excuse to not have to do supports.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
True.
Personally, I'd rather see a way to make this like be more real, like put it in a box or something. And...
I'm cool with this. Look at the materials there. That's cool. See, the funny part is making a physics-based thing in the first place in zero gravity.
There's a lot of physics in space, just not like
it's just it's a powered coaster.
A little bit different. I like the concept though. I like these more abstract things. Seeing them in NoLimits in the first place because nobody ever does them. The Voltron lift. The fire effect in space is also really funny.
Gotta get scorched. Well, you know, you can have fire in space as long as there's oxidizer in whatever is causing the fire.
Yeah,
oxygen, famously what space is made of.
Yeah, but there could be an oxidizer in, you know, like that's how rockets work. They have an oxidizer in the
Sure,
fuel.
I know.
The black tunnels to match the background is kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Now, the number one complaint that I have is we all know space isn't real, so...
They could have had like a starrier HDRI or something.
Yeah, that's true, but you kind of have to get some tricks to get that working. Because I'd thought about doing something like this before. Yeah, because how do you get rid of the terrain? You can't just turn the terrain off. I determined that what you would have to do is raise the terrain up to the max height and just build everything below the terrain.
I guess that would work.
So that you're
I think there's an issue with like the screen clearing though.
That's only when you get below the water level.
Oh.
If you're below, if you're just below the terrain, it stays fine.
Okay.
So if you were thinking about doing that with this project, then there you go. And then up into the brakes. Oh, we got back row POV too. I guess they know their materials here too, because this looks like it's set to constant color, so it doesn't have any shading inside. Or it might just be too dark to tell. But the Hubble looked like it was reflective too. So they set some kind of roughness mask on that or something.
Yeah, this just... It unfortunately just feels unfinished, not having any supports or anything to make it look more like an actual thing.
Yeah, it feels kind of that way, but it's also like, how do you do that better when you're keeping in like a fantasy setting like this?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just everything is at a certain scale that it looks like all of those objects could just be set pieces inside of a giant building.
Yeah,
I
but when you
just
once you add the
don't really
building
get
in,
the feel that I'm actually in space.
yeah, once you start doing that though, that's like so much more work
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
when you're just trying to make a quick fantasy thing like this, especially it's not really worth it, I guess.
And another thing I will say is like this little challenge was supposed to be more about the video, right? Like I was kind of expecting more in the way of editing and stuff. This just seems like this was just how they decided to submit the ride rather than submitting a video.
I guess I don't know. I feel there were some cool video shots in this one at the start, like like these.
Yeah,
That was probably using the
it
camera.
just kind of ends at a certain point.
Yeah, I guess with people who aren't like as experienced, especially with like the mega roundups and stuff, even like a simple shot like that is still pretty complicated to set up. So I don't know. I think it's cool nonetheless. Maybe we'll do another one of these in the future when the full camera pack comes out, so that everyone gets a second round now that they know how to do it.
Oh, there's gonna be a full camera pack.
Oh yeah, no, there was only one object in this one, but we're gonna have 5 in the full version. It'll be very nice, but this one was cool. Let's take a look at the next one here. All right, this one's by Funky Penguin and it's called Hyperdrive.
The volume.
Trail cam.
Oh, the volume! You're so right. Oh my gosh. Whoa, this is cool.
Oh yeah, that cool element.
Whoa.
The lighting's cool. These are cool camera shots so far.
Yeah.
That's a cool background. That's very stark.
The LEDs on the supports are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like imagining like the whole Zamperla lighting packages that they put on like all the Six Flags Zamperlas. That like I'm just imagining that kind of flashing lights, but just on all the supports. That'd be so sick.
See, they definitely know their materials too, because they're using they're definitely setting the emission on those.
I don't know if that's support pass clearance back there.
Looks a little questionable. But
It's fine. It's fine.
sometimes stuff just doesn't look right, and then you send it through with the clearance envelope, and you're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was kind of cool there. Did you see at the end of the
yeah.
launch where it like dipped down to avoid the clearance?
Yeah. This is cool. There's some fun shots.
Some fun shots. Definitely using the like panning and target features to
Yeah.
get some really cool angles.
Interesting with all the shots of the empty track.
Timing them up really does take so much time.
really whips.
Yeah, that looks sped up.
That's such a cool element. Having a traditional top hat and it'd be like the 4th element in the sequence
Yeah.
is so fun.
I'm just imagining like if this was done for real, just going all out and having all of the lighting just timed to area music or onboard audio.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's some like
Yeah.
Wallabies type stuff. That was cool. I really like the layout on that.
Yeah.
There was a really good.
Yeah.
There's a really good mix of like straight hills to versus twisted ones. I think because I
Yeah.
feel like people who lean into like the new modern style just make them all twisted hills, or like off axis or something. But I feel like there was a good mix there.
Yeah.
So that was very cool, and really cool camera shots.
Yeah, the camera work was good.
Awesome. All right, let's see the next one here.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah. All right, this one's by Kristalic. It's called SNS Air Launch Coaster. Very descriptive.
I love the brutalist architecture for the station.
Yes. 2 SNS air launches in the same.
Yeah.
This is awesome already.
Very foggy.
And moving in the same direction with each of those.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's some flashy editing right there.
That's a cool angle.
Cuts are timed to the beat. That's always good.
And good mix of moving shots and static shots.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's good.
That's a fun shot.
Yeah. If the goal was to make you feel disoriented, that you are succeeding with all the rolling camera.
Jeez.
Yeah. Always got to time the start of the ride with a drop in the song.
Always have to. Although I feel like people mess up the when they like drop with like a lift hill coaster.
Yeah, you gotta wait till you gotta get a better feel for whenever the speed kind of kicks in.
So
you know?
I've found
when it feels like the speed kicks in, that's when it needs to be timed with.
I've found the best place to time it with is when the pullout starts.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not when the
not as soon as you.
Not when the crest happens
pressing
or
it,
whatever.
yeah.
It's as soon as the pullout starts, when you hit the bottom of the actual like drop. That's when you start the time in.
But it also depends on the ride. Like a launch coaster, you obviously just start as soon as you launch.
Yeah, with the launch coaster, you start as soon as you launch. It's a pretty clear kickoff. But when you're doing a lift hill, you start once you hit the bottom of the drop.
Yeah.
So like you get that like tension up while you're still dropping, and then it hits when you hit the bottom, and you have all the speed.
Yeah.
So, very cool. Okay, let's see the next one. All right, this one is by Coaster King. It's called Twisted Fear. It looks like the recording with not using the native recorder, which if you don't have the pro version, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. But if you do have the pro version, I recommend using the native recorder. You might have to make sure your settings are right so it records at a good resolution.
Whoa.
You also just have to be aware that the file size is massive, so you might need Handbrake to
yeah, you definitely
actually
need
work
Handbrake
with the files.
The inside top hat after the loop on an RMC.
Yeah. A lot of bold element choices here.
Not too bad. Also be aware that if you're using the in-game recorder, it will slow down the sim to capture the full screen. So even if it lags and it looks like it's lagging a ton and it's a mess and it's not going to come out good, it's going to come out fine.
Yeah. But also the thing is, the file size is so big that if you go back and play on your computer, it's going to look laggy in the recording.
Yeah, it will.
Because the file size is big. You have to.
I feel like most video editors like take that into account. Just like I don't have to run them through before I put them in the video editor. But if you're posting it straight through, a single POV video can be like 80 gigs.
Yeah. Now they have a better computer setup stuff, I might actually try running it in the editor without compressing it first. I've been compressing it before putting it in the editor.
That would probably work better, but I haven't really had any issues with it personally.
That was a very bold layout. They should do an RMC with a top hat. They should RC with an inside top hat like that. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
And I think that like rolled on the outside on the second part.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. I saw a double 0G roll
Oh yeah.
that extended a little bit into the pullout, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Some fun lats.
I do like the little El Toro back and forth section.
Yeah. Tunnels are kind of random though.
If it works, it works.
I should make a guide for the in-game recorder because it's not that hard.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. There's just some handbrake settings. Also, it always shows up on Discord as like the wrong colors, and I still don't know why. I haven't managed to fix that.
Oh, yeah. No, I know what you're saying, because I feel like...
with the pink thing.
Yeah.
But it might just be with streamable, because it works okay on YouTube, so... I think it's a streamable NoLimits handbrake issue.
Interesting.
And any other combination seems to be okay, but I don't know.
Alright, well, let's take a look at the next one here. That one's cool. Alright, and then we have a second submission here from Coaster King. This one's called Twisted Gravity.
Same color scheme.
It's a steel coaster, though. It's just different.
Yeah.
Arrow supports.
Starting off with a big tunnel. Every time I see a lift hill, whether it's in a video or not, I like instinctively want to hit the plus button.
Yeah, go fast forward.
Like, no, get this over with.
Like in real life too, like on a coaster.
Hey, where's my plus button? I
don't
want
think
Voyager
I've-
start already, goddammit.
I don't think I've had that happen, but I feel like that's totally within the realm of it could happen at some point.
Yeah.
When you have 12,000 hours and no limits.
Christ, I only have like 1,500. It's sort of a fun... Well, that turn was huge, but...
Yeah.
Keeping it real fast-paced and low.
Yeah.
Another
that a
chain,
lift hill?
just in case.
Yeah.
And there's drive tires in the valley there too. Did that launch? I think it launched and then
Just a little
trimmed
bit.
it.
I think it was just trying to maintain speed.
Yeah.
I like the little double down into that, though. The pre-drop. It's so fast, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Never ends.
That's fun.
Big fan of these
Yeah,
little
so-
switchbacks, apparently.
Yeah. Whoa.
Slow it down a little bit and then speed it back up. For
It's like
for
driving a
emphasis.
Is it just like... Is there like a hidden launch there?
There must be.
train. Look like it.
I've done that.
And sometimes you gotta. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
I've done that with like a hidden brake with 0.1 G. Just because it was overspeeding a little bit. If it works, it works.
It's not too bad. I guess
No,
you
no,
can
it's
adjust the friction otherwise, but
Well, it was it because it would... I tried, but I couldn't find a good value. Anyways, but that was kind of fun. That was really long, though.
yeah, really long.
I don't know how people make these so long. I mean, I guess if you have like 10 launches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's flying around in the
hidden ones.
editor. Look what he called the park.
I feel like I've done the exact same thing, so I can't.
Yeah, you want to start making something, but you just kind of don't know what. So you just like,
I
oh, bunch of random things.
Oh, every time. My documents, NoLimits coaster folder is a mess.
Ever since I got my new hard drive, though, I've made a concise effort to keep it organized, and I have been doing an okay job so far. I've been only making a new park whenever I know what ride I want to at least start with, so I could put it in the right folder to start with before I start doing anything.
I think when I made that like arrow on my channel that was like very clearly inspired by Dragon Mountain. I think my working name for that was something along the same lines.
Yeah.
I just name my parks. Like, I have a park that's just called Good.
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 Is that you just, talking to yourself saying, like, this one will be good this time, I swear?
I don't know.
For a while,
No
my
memory of
naming
making it.
scheme was, like, inspired by Alton Towers with their whole secret weapon thing. It would just be SW and
Oh
then
my
number.
gosh.
I would not
And
say it's
of course, that was
good.
easy to
Getting
find
cheesy
everything.
with it. Alright, well that one was cool.
Don't forget to show the creators that you saw today some love either in the comments or by subscribing to their channels. It was awesome to see all of the cool things that you guys could come up with. Special shout out to Kristalic for going the extra mile and really making the most out of the new camera pack and everything. On that note, before we get into the next week's challenge, I just wanted to talk about the camera pack a little bit. Since this is just the demo version, this is like the first release. I haven't done a tutorial for this one yet, but when the full release drops, I will do a short tutorial explaining just all of the features for all of the other cameras that are coming out. And we're also aware of a couple bugs that ended up in this first patch. One of them has already been patched out, so you can re-download and get that fixed. But there are a couple more, so let us know if you find anything weird or that could be improved, or just your general experience, so that we can make it better for the full release and patch things out as they go along. But thank you for using them and downloading them and making cool stuff with them in the meantime, because that's what they're for anyways. And a huge shout out to Morrow, of course, for doing all the heavy lifting and getting that functional for everyone to use in the first place. It's been really cool to have and use and make it work. I haven't posted anything of my own using it yet, but I do have something in the works, so keep an eye out for that. But with that said, let's just get into this next challenge. As you can see, it's called Bigger and Better this week, and since these previous two were kind of a little bit different, we had the album coaster that was all about theming, and then this last one wasn't about the coaster or anything at all, it was just about the video. So I figured this next one we should get back to a little bit more standard challenge style. So your prompt for this one is to make a coaster which every element in the series is larger in some way than the previous element. Actually all previous elements really. But like with a traditional coaster, you usually go up and you do all the biggest elements first, and then as you lose the energy due to friction or whatever, air resistance, your elements get smaller as you continue going. But for this challenge, we want to flip that on its head. Have the coaster kind of work in reverse, where all of the smallest and tightest elements are at the start, and then the larger ones that are bigger and more spread out are at the end of the ride. So what you end up getting is a coaster that kind of feels backwards to usual, even though it's not running backwards and you're not building it backwards or anything. It's just the elements are kind of oriented that way. And when I say larger, specifically, I mean in three ways, I think is the best way to categorize this, where each element is going to have to be either faster, taller, or physically larger in some way than all of the previous elements on the ride. Now that being said, each element doesn't have to be larger, bigger, and faster than all other elements on the ride. Like, each element doesn't have to get that much bigger than everything else, but it has to be at least one of those categories larger, faster, taller than any other part of the ride that has been before. So like, for example, if you have a single airtime hill and you follow it up with a second airtime hill, this airtime hill is probably going to be shorter, so it's not going to be taller, at least without the terrain, if you're dipping down, which is probably something that you're going to have to do. But by dipping down just a little bit, maybe it's not ending up being a lot taller, but it will be a little bit faster at the end because it dips down. So that would be faster than the previous element, even though it's not physically larger or taller. so it would still work. And maybe after that you're losing your speed, you don't really have a way to go. You can't go taller still because you don't have the room, because this isn't on a mountain or something. You can do it on a mountain though. You're probably going to have to get some kind of creative. But let's just say that this one happens to be on flat ground. So the next element in the series would be some like big wide overbank, which is physically larger than any of the previous elements on the ride, even though it isn't faster or taller. So that would still work as well. The one exception to this is going to be if you have another lift or launch, something that adds energy back into the system, then you can reset. But because each element is going to have to keep getting bigger, and that kind of goes against physics and gravity, you probably will have to have some kind of interesting orientation to this, whether it be on the side of a hill where you can go down the terrain to gain speed, or whether it's on some kind of superstructure like a tall building or a polar coaster of some kind. There isn't really any guideline for that, so you can be as creative as you want with that. It doesn't have to be any of the three there. You could do it in space, like one of the ones that we saw this week, where that's just how it happens to work. But as long as each element in the series is either faster, taller, or physically larger than any element that has come before it, barring when you have a second launch or a second lift hill, or just a second way to enter into the energy into the system, you're good to go. As usual, no requirements for terrain. There's no template this week, so you can go free-for-all. No requirement for coaster style. You can do custom coaster styles, you can do custom scenery, it doesn't matter. Everything is free as long as each element is larger than the last one and all previous ones in some way. So, relatively simple one, but I think the one that's going to be pretty interesting this week. As usual, the submission form is going to be in the description. We'll get back to the regular one instead of doing the video for this next week, so it will be a link to a download in the form again this week instead of to a video. And there is no template again, but I think that's really all there is to say about that. So, of course, remember to show the creators you saw this week what you liked, what you didn't like. Let us know what you liked and didn't like about the camera pack, and keep showing us the cool stuff you do with it. We love to see it, and let us know your thoughts about that at all in general. I think that about wraps it up for this week, so we will see you all next time.